Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. Welcome Geeky. We're back for some more GT4 racing, carrying on from the first round last week. This round, we are at Barcelona, at night, in the dark. Nice and cool. Can bring up. Hello, welcome. We've got a few minutes before qualifying begins here. But yeah, we had the first round last week. We got a couple of second places, very lonely second places. Pace doesn't seem to be quite as good in practice at the moment. But it is only practice. Do just need to make a couple of setup tweaks. 2.32, so we'll say 2.35 liters a lap for our fuel number. So for quali, we're going 6 laps overall. Which is going to be 14 liters, so we'll drop down to that. Go try and raise the rear up, just by a click. Try and get a little more turn in too. A couple of changes. Just try and find a little bit more time. Laps I only did, well, 6 laps there. We're very messy, to be honest. As you can see, there's a couple of attempts here. There's also a bit of time if you look at the first sector. The annoying thing is I don't know where I invalidated these laps. It could have been turn 3, it could have been somewhere else. I'm just not too sure. So as we just wait, everyone's going to get to finish their laps here as long as they're valid. Fortunately, we can't tell if they're valid or not, thanks to ACC breaking the valid indicator in the Nordschleife update. Just go grab another quick bite of dinner here before quali begins. yeah, dinner just wasn't ready too long before stream started, so didn't get a chance to eat much of it. Should get going here. Do you have a little while to travel down pit lane here? Do want to make sure we get out ahead of the train of cars. I should also mention, I forgot to do it before quali started, doing another LFM race afterwards, same race that we did yesterday, the 25-minute sprint at Watkins Glen, but instead of doing it in the Ferrari, we'll be doing this race in the McLaren. I did a few laps in both Ferrari and McLaren a little earlier today, and was able to find a little bit more pace in the McLaren. So as will likely be in Split 1 again, I wanted to just see which one had a little bit more pace, and hopefully we'll have a little bit better racing. Racing was still good on the most part yesterday in the LFM race, but did have a very chaotic start. Of course, if you want to see that race, you can check yesterday's live stream, or if you just want to see the start, I did also post a short of the start late last night. So just getting the tires up to temperature. While trying not to stress the tires out too much. A bit difficult here at Barcelona. I've got a few high and medium speed corners, but with the cool temperatures being quite a bit past sunset here. It's a little bit difficult to get heat into the tires without overheating the surface of the tires. Late on the brakes there, but still a warm-up lap here. This will be our first sort of proper attempt at a full flying lap. Tire's not fully up to pressure, but gonna have to make do at this point. Only way they're gonna get up to proper pressure is by giving them a full push. Run up to the line now for a first flying lap. 54.1 puts us P10. 2 seconds off the current provisional pole time. Little deep into the first couple of corners. Validated that lap, running a little bit wide through turn 3. Yeah, but tires just seem a little low on the pressures. Despite increasing them. Down to P12 already. Don't know where I'm gonna find 2 seconds. Seems like there's a little bit of time there in turn 9. And turn 10. Backing up to get a little bit more space here. Alright, through the first sector. Finding a bit more time in turn 4. A little bit of time in turn 5 as well. Not finding that time that I thought there was on the table through turn 9. into our leader. Lost a little bit of time through that chicane section. Still gonna be 4.5 tenths up. 53.7 puts us back in the top 10. Only 1.5 seconds off the provisional pole time now. I think I've just enough fuel for one final lap here. Must have pressure though, or something in the rear right. Struggling to believe that she be in the low 25s. Yeah, right there. Might as well box to go for another run on new tires. Gonna drop a liter. Go drop 2 liters of fuel out. We'll see how that does on for the tire pressures.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Would be nice if we could get out ahead of the 30 here, but I think it'll just be a little too late. It looks like 30's coming down pit lane, which is handy. Now just about beating the 19, which is just about due. It isn't ideal to have to be pushing a bit in the opening laps. Notice there need an improvement of 3 tenths to get just one position. A half a second improvement's only gonna get us like 2 positions currently. We are just in front of another Aston Martin. Actually found a bit of time in our second stint last time out at the Hungaroring. So maybe we can do the same again, find a little bit of time to boost ourselves up the grade. As too late on the brakes into T1. GT4 braking points surprisingly early into T1, especially compared to the GT3 points. Going to get 2 more flying laps here.
Yellow flag accepted.
They'll let again to full throttle out of turn 3. Two tenths up on the delta now. A little too much curve there, puts us wide. On start our final flying lap here.
Yellow flag accepted.
Yeah, we can get 1 position with half a tenth, but then we need 4 tenths to get anywhere beyond that. Alright, first sector. Could have carried a little bit more speed through turn 3. By a quarter of a second up here. No, great line through turn 9, or 10, sorry. Lost quite a bit of time on the exit. Wide through turn 12. Per final sector. Still going to be a little bit of an improvement, enough to get up to
Session is now.
P10 for now, but number 6 KTM's on a lap. They improve, and yeah, they just pip us to P10 by 15 thousandths. And I easily had 15 thousandths in it. I didn't see what the pressures were like, so just gonna have to wing it from here. What were top times were what, like 52s? Yeah, 52s. So we should see 14 laps in each of these races. So we'll need about 34 litres of fuel. Pressure's actually looked quite good. Go reduce that one by 1. Yeah, certainly more towards the mid-pack this week compared to last week where we were on the front row. Should certainly make for some, hopefully a couple more interesting races. Was very lonely last week. So yeah, that's the main thing. It'd be nice if we...
30 seconds.
It'd be nice if we had some fun battles for this week.
20 seconds. Go in double file. Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs. Green light, go, go, go.
Janetta behind got a very good start.
Car on the left.
Closing in on the Mercedes in front.
Clear on the left. Car on the left.
3 wide into T1. Everything concertinaing up into turn 5. Came out of that one in P10. I thought it'd be a little further up as the KTM gets ahead of this Mercedes.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Try and poke her nose down the inside of turn 9, but it's not going to work out.
Clear on the left.
Mercedes is going to try and look around the outside, but not going to leave that door open.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That Mercedes wasn't getting it stopped. I don't know why this Mercedes is going so slow.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That was a bit of a silly send, but we'd already got held up so much by the Mercedes. I don't know what it was doing through turn 11. But we somehow pulled that dive bomb off. It was quite aggressive, a little bit rude, but yeah, do what we need to do. So up to P9. Gonna try and get into a bit of rhythm here. Unfortunately, that did cost us quite a bit of time to the cars in front. We've got 3-second gap. Got another Aston Martin behind us. We are gapping the cars behind the Aston. Lap times matching those of the cars in front. Are just slightly dropping the car behind the Aston, which is just giving us a little breathing space. Bit of a hit on the apex at the chicane. Going a little bit quicker than the car in front, but not by much. Just slightly clipped the grass there. Of the cars in front managed to 52, so they have good pace. We're not going to be catching them. I think it's the number 3 Porsche. So I run deep into turn 1. Oh, the understeer. I don't know why I got so much understeer that lap. It's just like, hey, you want to keep that position? Well, too bad. Still seem to be closing in slightly on the KTM in front. Pretty much matching times with the KTM now. A little bit annoying. And with time running out a bit, we would need to catch up. By half a second a lap if we want to catch the KTM now. I think that's a bit unlikely unless the KTM really starts to struggle. I think in terms of optimum pace, both us and the Aston in front have the pace to catch the KTM, but we just keep making little minor mistakes, very small mistakes. But like a little wide of the apex there, those little mistakes are holding us back. But it looks like KTM's having a shocker this lap. The gap has closed up quite a bit. yeah, 54.9. So we gained about 8 tenths between us two that last lap. We also closed up to the back of this Aston a little bit. Yeah, KTM picked up the pace again. Aston lost a lot of speed there.
Be on the left.
That allows us back through. The KTM also lost a bunch of time. That's a little odd. Right, we're up to P8 now. So we gained another position at some point that I wasn't aware of. KTM's going for a spin. That gives us P7. And now we have one focus in trying to keep the number 4 Aston behind us. Aston getting another poor run through the final corner. Dropping back. You can see it was nearly a second slower than we were. So yeah, that gives us some breathing room again. Does the Aston lose more time out of the final corner this time? No, they've picked up the pace again, though we still gained by a 1/10.5 that lap. They're a little deep into turn 1. Which compromises them through turn 2 and they fall back further. Just about kept that over the gravel. Just under 4 minutes to go now. Carbine seems like they're closing in on the times, but their lap times have been slower the last couple of laps. Just doesn't feel like it's quite adding up. Dipping a wheel into the gravel. If it wasn't for the Aston behind, we'd be in quite a bit of no man's land again. Quite a big gap to the car in front of us and the car behind the Aston. The Aston behind did close up a couple of tenths that lap. We should have one more lap after this. Aston behind closes in and up another couple of tenths. I think they're going to need a little more than that if they want to try and get past us on the final lap here. Just gotta make sure don't make any mistakes on this final lap. Such as that. Through the final chicane for the final time this race. And it will be P7. Peels quite a bit compared to the P2. The two P2s of last week. But starting P11, making up a few places, that's always a good way to go. It's always good to go forward. Shame it doesn't show you fastest laps here. But yes, we were the highest Aston Martin as we were in qualifying. So there are confirmation of the final results. We did close in a bit on the cars in front in the last few laps, mainly from them fighting and holding each other up. Yeah, still 5 odd seconds back. I have a minute or two before the second race begins. There we go. A little bit cooler on the temperatures. Does look like I thought we were. Yeah, someone has dropped from the grid. The number 5, Janetta. There are a few laps down there. Looks like they're starting from the back this race, unfortunately for them. Fuel was pretty much perfect. Tire pressures was good. Track is 1 degree cooler now, which isn't really going to help, but it shouldn't have a big impact. It's going to kind of help the surface temperatures a little through the long corners, but it will kind of hurt the tire temperatures overall, especially sort of the right-hand side tires in the core. You can see push those tires down to 2.4 wire in a 25-minute race. Imagine if we were doing a full R.
30 seconds.
Those would be down to probably 1.6 or so, which is little low.
20 seconds.
So we probably will be starting on the outside this time. We'll probably switch around. You can see just there behind the Janettas in front of the Porsche. A space. We load into the grid sort of as we were at the end of qualifying, but then once we start, the game will kind of be like, oh, actually, hang on a sec. You see there? And everyone will have to swap rows. This Porsche is taking the mickey a little bit with the weaving. Someone got DT for being out of position. They were only a couple of positions behind us. Got a good run on the Mercedes here once again. Yeah, I just couldn't turn in. I had the KTM on my inside and they couldn't go even tighter because they had the Porsche on their inside. Thankfully the Porsche gave us some space, not because I wanted to make a dive bomb, but I just got tapped in the back, and if the Porsche didn't give us room we would have taken them out through no fault of our own. I don't know why I got a warning there, but oh well. Up to P9. Got a little bit of a gap behind us and the car immediately behind us has to serve a drive-through. So I'll give us a little bit more breathing space. But we want to settle into this race now. Instant further back. Big munch on the curb as the Mercedes behind goes for the pit lane. Yeah, we finish lap 1 in P9. We have made up 1 place. One car having to cut T2. But at least we're much closer to the cars in front of us this time than we were last race. Sort of bit of a train forming here. Well, I say forming, it's already formed, but the cars at the front of the pack are just starting to get away now. As we all concertina up through the chicane. Didn't realise I was quite that wide coming out of the chicane. Yeah, things are closing up here. The 17 looks like they're the one at the head of this train. Yeah, the car behind is the same Aston as last race. Porsche making quite the mistake there. That allows us to get past. KTM running a little bit wide, 2 in front. Another instant behind at the hairpin. Got a little bit of a gap to the Porsche behind. Getting a good bit of understeer behind the KTM. The Porsche seems like they're holding up the other Aston behind. But this train is just opening up now. Still a bit of a fight there between a Mercedes and a McLaren. That kind of mess that corner up a bit. All manner of lines being taken through the hairpin, people running in deep. car kicking up the gravel. Not getting a good run out of the chicane. Just dropping a car length or two back from the KTM. The pace is just a little bit quicker than it was last race, I think. Nearly side by side in front, a wiggle for the KTM. That allows us to get through, up to P7 again. KTM's wanting to come back at us. So we're just having to go a little bit defensive until we open up a couple of car lengths. Mercedes in front, running a little bit wide. I've got those car lengths on the KTM. Careful not to sort of take out the Mercedes there as they came across our nose after running wide. Does look like we have a bit more straight line speed than the Mercedes. Mercedes getting good run through turn 9. KTM manages to follow us through on the Mercedes. We had Mercedes just in deep to the hairpin once again. We got the cut back. We were alongside through turn 11 and held it round outside of turn 12. A little bit deep into T1. Got to try now build a little bit of breathing room on the KTM once again. Halfway mark of the race. I'm hoping the race settles down a little bit. It's been quite a lot going on for the first half, but has been quite enjoyable. A little bit faster than the KTM, which is nice. I still want to continue and open the gap a little bit further. Again, just not a very clean run through turns 1 and 2. A little bit wide into T4. Another couple of tenths. It didn't seem like I was opening up the gap that lap, but in the end we did a little bit. Just continuing to open the gap a little bit to the KTM behind. Giving myself more and more breathing room. It's nice not having the headlights directly in the rear view screen. I've nearly thrown that gap away, clipping the grass on the entry to T5.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Looks like there's been a bit of change of position behind. The KTM's still the car following us. There's been a bit of a battle. The Mercedes has dropped back a position behind the number 3 Porsche. It's deep into T1, but managed to recover the corner alright. Not lose too much time through turn 2. 4 laps to go, including this lap that we're on now. KTM looks like they're closing in a little bit. A couple of mistakes I've made this lap, helping them. It looks like the Porsche is starting to put the KTM under a bit of pressure. And like that, they're pushing back into 53s. Now KTM looks like they're dropping back a bit further this lap. Probably having to defend from the Porsche. Mercedes getting past the Porsche though instead. Something of interest happened at the hairpin. It's just further extended our gap. And given the KTM quite a bit of breathing room as well. Yeah, 55.6 there for the KTM, 56.6 and 57.6 for the Porsche. Bit of a pro line through turns 1 and 2, but doesn't matter too much. I had about 0.75 litres of fuel, meaning last lap is one of the people further downfield towards the back actually gets a drive through for track limits out of the final corner. You can tell it was the final corner is saying. It immediately came up 3 laps and then went to 2 laps as they crossed the start finish line. Around the final corner to start the final lap. We should have about a litre of fuel to spare at the end of the race. Still going much quicker than the cars behind that last lap. And as P6 at the end of that race, I mean, it still pales in comparison to the P2s of last week, but from P10, P6, another 4 positions gain for both races. And certainly much more interesting and exciting than the races were last week. We were just in no man's land beyond the first sector of last week. Today we actually had to fight quite a bit. In the first race it was certainly tamer, but we were, you know, me and the other Aston were keeping each other honest. That second race, first half was mental. It calmed down in the second half, and I am glad it did, because I was stressed out a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, we'll be going across to the LFM race as soon as the sort of final results here are confirmed. Yeah, final 30 is going to come across the line, and then the 21. And there we are. The final results confirmed with the 4-second gap to KTM behind in the end. The number 3 Porsche got back in front of the 23 Mercedes, the Aston unable to capitalise on that well. We were just under 6 seconds behind, sort of very similar to what it was at the end of the first race, behind the car in front. But yeah, now we're going to start to look for the LFM race. I need to go get the server number for it. 110 people signed up for this race. Oh boy. We're still in split 1. Yep, it is the McLaren. We're still in split 1. I need to look at the entry list for this. So we're 23rd out of 28 drivers again. So yeah, we were at 12th out of 28 for yesterday's race. A little bit different for this race. I want to stop and restart the recording. There does also look to be a live timing. For the race, and only noticed that this time. So that could be quite nice. Could be handy. One car's going to be getting tooled off for going out during the practice session. Load the aggressive preset. Reset this. I'm going to have 18 laps of fuel in. No, not 18. 15. We'll go 15. Oh!
Green light. Give it all you got.
It's wet! I was not ready for this. Wet tires on. 18 litres of fuel. Poop pressure's up to, let's say, 26.5. And let's get rolling down pit lane. I want to let a couple of cars go here. Just going off of the ratings, I know they're going to be quick drivers. But now I want to get up to speed here. In front of this Ferrari. This race today taking place a bit later in game time than yesterday's. Yesterday's was sort of really coming up to sunset. Sun was in the eyes. Whereas this race, after sunrise now, as we start our first flying lap. Very poor T1. Should also mention, this does mean it will be wet for the entirety of the race in very similar conditions as we sort of learned last week. A lot of understeer just by keeping the car on the track through the penultimate corner. Gaining a lot of time through T1.
Yellow flag is into
3 seconds off the quickest time, so there's definitely time to find. Find a few tenths, but we'd like to find a lot more, obviously. Deep into toe corner. Finding bit of time through the final couple of corners as to be expected. Gonna get a slipstream up the hill here, which could actually be quite nice. Oh, it's just slid into the wall though. Picked up a second of damage. Better line through the bus stop, or the inner loop chicane. I could have had another 10th or 2 on this lap if I didn't make that mistake. This lap's certainly going better. Finding a little bit more grip. I'll have 2 or 3 more laps. Still saying about 2 seconds off the quickest time. You can see the sort of 2 tenths that we should have gained on the last lap. Finding a little bit of time. Deep into the left-hander. Look at the delta just fall away. Picking up by a 10th through the final corner. Don't think I'll have the fuel for to finish this lap. I should put a little bit more fuel in, or a little bit less, and came in to refill. Don't have the time for another lap now. Well, look at these sectors, and like half a 10th, and they're definitely a little bit more time than that, of course. Oh yeah, that's sort of by half a 10th. Wouldn't have got us any positions as things stand currently. A lot of Fords. A lot of Fords in this. Using about 3.25 litres a lap. We can use that roughly for the race coming up, since weather conditions are going to be pretty much the same. You can also use the times as a good estimate too. Tire pressure's a little high on the left-hand side, so we'll bring them down half a PSI. Let's go for... Yeah, because I kind of stopped after going through the long right-hander. So the left ones would technically be on the little bit higher side than the average. Um, 1:48.7 was the top time, so we'll just use 1:48 to calculate lap time. So there should be 14, still 14 laps once again. So we'll need about 46, let's go 48 litres of fuel. Just waiting for everyone to finish their final laps. We've dropped to 22nd now. 23rd now that number 6 puts a lap together. Still a couple of cars out on lap. The number 20 and the number 9, both of which are already ahead of us. Number 20 doesn't improve. How about the number 9? Currently sitting P7. They don't improve either. So yeah, we'll roll off 23rd. We actually had even time with the 21.
Alright, there's some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
Good bit of advice there from the engineer. Who knows how this story is going to go? Yesterday was quite the start. I was on YouTube. On my homepage, I got recommended someone's LFM video from this week from these exact races. And once again, they were showing like a lap 1 crash in their thumbnail. That wasn't too dissimilar from the crash that we had yesterday. It's Watkins Glen. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a theme. So it is. Let's have a quick look and setup. Yeah, we're happy with everything. The main thing is just to survive lap 1 again. That is the main thing. Yeah, and then we go from there. See what we can do. I imagine opportunities will come our way. As long as we keep it clean, keep it out of the wall and other cars. Welcome, Napa. We're just about to start our LFM race for the evening. We've got a wet Watkins Glen today. We've qualified in P23 out of 27 positions. Someone has left the server. The link that is pinned in the chat is a live
Going double file.
timing page. Looks like 1 or 2 cars didn't click drive. As we try and get a bit more heat into the wet tires. They don't start cold, but they're not warm. They're a little bit warm, but they're not hot. Let's put it that way.
Green light, go, go, go.
As we get going here, down towards turn 1 into the spray. Everyone being somewhat sensible through turn 1. 1 car in the wall on the right hand side.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
3 wide up in front has me very nervous. Someone was in the wall. You could see the Pirelli sign flying because someone hit it on the grass. But everyone's still pointing the right way, which is quite remarkable. Car spun in the inner loop chicane. Ooh, the Porsche is going for a silly move. Side by side behind us. Burp to P17 now. We've gained quite a few positions just by keeping it clean. Oh, that's a little late on the brakes. So not too bad of a lap one. It was surprisingly better than yesterday's opening lap. Mustang was in a little bit deep into turn 1. Mustang's all out of shape coming up the S's, is into the wall. And that is going to let us by. Hopefully that Mustang can hold up the other cars behind us. Give us a bit of breathing room. In P16 now. Yeah, the S's can be very tricky in low grip conditions because then they're not quite easy flat out. You've got to be really careful of what line you're taking. Looks like there's a bit of a fight going on behind the Mustang. But yeah, the Mustang does seem to be struggling for pace. Get better exit there. Don't have to follow the Mustang up. The S's this time, which should help. Yeah, but Mustang already 2.5 seconds back. That is quite a bit of time to lose in one lap. Does look like we've closed down a bit on the Bentley in front. Oh, just clipping the end of the curb there. Yeah, no damage. Just double checking. Looks like the Mustang has fallen down the order now. So we'll have to see what pace the cars behind us have, but they're still fighting amongst themselves, the BMW and the Ferrari swapping positions. We're a little bit quicker than the car in front. 4/10 gains in that lap. Wide into the outer loop. This long right-hander. Welcome, Cora. The racing is going well at the moment. There's just been a crash behind us. Yeah, but we're about 8 minutes into this LFM race. Quite a wet race here at Watkins Glen. We started 23rd up to P16. There is a live timing page in the pinned message if you want to have a wee gander at it. We are slowly catching up to the Bentley in front, but it is slowly. McLaren has had issues here. Couple of cars getting into a bit of strife at the inner loop chicane, it looks like. Just clipped the grass there. Lucky to get away with it. That is quite wide. Fair warning. A little bit messy through the final few corners. But we still gained on the Bentley in front. And the Bentley is going to contend with the McLaren. But it does look like the cars behind are also closing in on us, which isn't ideal. Both me and the McLaren in front going a little bit deep into two corner. We've now got a Porsche behind us. Gotta be careful with the car over that curb. Don't want to get a sudden snap from it. Lose control. Bentley's found a little bit of pace. We're all just sort of matching each other for pace in this little group. Fighting in the rear end a little bit there. Yeah, Bentley certainly has picked up its pace. Yeah, the pace certainly does fluctuate a bit more. Though on top of that, the rain is quite stable at the moment. Track does seem to be getting a little bit quicker. Less than 10 minutes to go in the race now. McLaren in front, just a little bit braver than I am in where they pick up the throttle through the outer loop. Has just allowed them to pull away a little bit this lap. Right, just kind of plant the throttle while I was off the track there. Car behind gained quite a bit that lap. It's like 0.6 they gained. So with about 5 laps to go, they will be putting pressure on us soon if they keep up that pace. Kind of need to trust the car a bit there, because when you plant the throttle, you get a little more rotation from the car. Find a little bit of pace again this lap. Gotta be careful there in the penultimate corner now. A little bit wide in front. And now I'm wide into toe corner. Can't really afford to have a lap like this where I'm just dropping a couple of tenths. Just brings the car behind ever closer. Especially can't afford to have moments like that. Might not be holding on to P16 here from the Porsche. It just did a 49. Yeah, that Porsche has a lot of pace. McLaren has caught up slightly to the Bentley. 3 laps to go, including this one. Both cars in front really pushing that exit curb of the outer loop. Look how much confidence the Porsche has behind. Look at the grip that they have. I expect them to go for a dive here. Not much I can do about it, to be honest. There isn't long in the race, but I've got to think long term a little bit. Anything can happen up in front. And if I let the Porsche go, that means there's then 2 cars trying to attack the Bentley. Got a nice gap behind to 5.5 seconds. So it's not like we're under any danger or pressure. Look at that, the McLaren going really defensive from the Porsche. That might be another car that we're catching up to as well. This has now turned into a 4-way fight. That's a Mustang.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's really struggling. They must have had an instant. That puts us back up to 16th. And was that little tap between the McLaren and the Porsche in front. And the Porsche is off. Bentley just trying to hold on here. Gotta be careful if the dirty are up through the S's. That can just be the difference between easy flat out and sliding into the wall. The McLaren just trying to break the toe. Porsche closing in again as we clatter the outside curb. Can we hold on to P15 here? Definitely struggling with traction more now in the tail end of this race. 2 corners to go. That looks like a car limping to the line will not quite be close enough to get the Ferrari.
Right, checkered flag. Good job. You did the best you could. Now bring the car back.
What a race. What a race. We'll finish. That was P15 in the end, I think it was. Nearly got P14 from a Ferrari that was going slow right at the end. Yeah, I mean, that was a tough race. Had to push pretty much the whole way through. There's, so yeah, P15 in the end. Ferrari dropping back on the last lap must have made a mistake. And confirmation there of the final results. We'll see the replay. Yeah, 15th, just less than 3/10 off of getting that Ferrari. But, you know, if there had been another lap, we might have got the Ferrari, but the Porsche would probably have got us as well. The touch between the McLaren and the Porsche that put the Porsche off, if the Porsche decides to protest that, the McLaren might get a penalty. Because a little update from yesterday's race, one of the cars in front of us got a 15-second penalty and dropped back behind us. That put us from 13th to 12th. It was the Aston that caused the crash up through the S's, tagging a McLaren and spinning them into a wall. Yeah, I want to have a quick look at that final lap from the Ferrari. Just to see what happened with them. It was the 20th Ferrari. It was the last lap. Looks like they're already going slow at this point. Right, Sianupa, thanks for stopping by. Just start going slowly. I'm not sure why. They just slowed down for some reason. No obvious reason why they're in the replay, but yeah. Don't know. Well, it's never meant to be our position, so we'll not be too worried about it. Nah, they wouldn't have thought I'd finished, you know, randomly between like the final 2 corners of the lap and not up to the line. Yeah, I don't know. So as always, as we always do, we'll finish off with a bit of Art of Rally. So let us get that loaded up. I just loaded ACC again by accident. Oopsies. There we go. Art of Rally. Yes. I don't think we will ever know. Hmm. Art of Rally is throwing up a little bit of a hissy fit. Right, so let's see. Let's see where we are in the weekly event. We did this yesterday on stream in a couple of parts, but we're currently sitting in 30th place, so we've dropped back a few positions, but 30th is still a good place to be sat in. Let's have a quick look at where we finished off yesterday's daily event. 14th, very good one last time. I remember it's a stage I know fairly well yesterday, a very high speed, high commitment stage that if you know the stage, you will just be able to be you'll just be quicker since you'll be able to commit to the corners and it will gain you so much time in that stage. Now we have a group 2. We're running group 2 in Germany. A bit of a long 6-mile stage here. While it is also raining, let's see what we have. We have a Mini. Front-wheel drive Mini here. Gotta be careful with the opening chicanes. Just scraping high beal there through the second of which. Oh, out of the village into the more twisty roads. Already having a little moment sliding into one of the cobble walls. Lucky to get away with it. Very easy, just hit the front face of them and have them stop you dead. The Mini could be doing with a bit more straight line speed, a bit longer gearing, but that's not something that we can change. So we will have to make do. Over halfway through the stage now. Maybe about 2/3 now. Oh, just clipping the tree there with the back of the car. I was going to say, we just barely held it on the road after the first fast right-hander. on, yeah, just tagging that cobblestone wall. Grip feels a little bit inconsistent. I'm just sort of misjudging it. Some corners, like, the car's turning in a little more than I expect it to, and then others it's just sliding out more than I expect it to. Not too far away from the finish now. In fact, there is a finish, but we'll have one more spin. Have to get reverse quickly. Yeah, so finishing in 34th, which for how messy of a stage that was, isn't too bad in the top 15%. As I was expecting to be lower than that after, what, 3 spins? But I suppose a lot of people did struggle with that. I think the bit I'm misjudging is, of course, a classic Mini doesn't have any downforce. So it kind of grips all right in the low and medium speed, but then when you get more to the higher speed corners, that's when the car is sliding around. And I just wasn't accounting for that compared to the other cars I've been driving on Art of Rally, because we've done quite a bit with sort of Group B, Group S, BIV Group A as well. Those cars will have a bit of downforce. So, yeah, just threw me off a little bit. But 34th, we'll take that. And yeah, that is McLaren GT3 to Mini Cooper is not an easy transition. I mean, the game physics are very different, and also going from wheel to controller kind of helps that. It means that, yeah, I find the change from wheel to controller actually really helps going from ACC to Art of Rally, because they're two completely different inputs. So it's not like, oh, what I've been doing on ACC is fogging what I should be doing on Art of Rally. It's like, well, no, two different inputs. So yeah, that helps. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's stream. Good bit of racing in the GT4s. Not the same positions, not as far up the field as last week, but much more enjoyable racing. We actually got a bit more side-by-side action outside of the first few corners compared to last week, which is great. Quite enjoyed that. LFM Race was quite interesting. Not a lot of side-by-side battling, but a close race throughout, and trying to push on, keep up with the cars in front in those wet conditions. That was good fun too. So a few decent races tonight. So for the remainder of this week, we're going to have a couple of streams we should do. I'm going to be getting confirmation over the weekend, or over the tonight and tomorrow night is when I should be getting confirmation that these events will be happening. Or not happening, but they'll be able to take part in them. We've got 2 on Saturday and Sunday evening, starting at about 8 p.m. UK time, BST. We'll have some Good Road revival races. I believe it's sort of touring cars on Saturday, and then for a couple of 20-minute races, and then more GT cars, of course, classics being Good Road revival based, classic GT cars for a 1 hour or 45-minute race on Sunday. So we'll have a couple of short streams on Saturday and Sunday to look forward to. Before we go back to sort of our usual Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the moment next week, the third round for all of our series, World Touring Car Cup on Tuesday, starting once again by 8 p.m. BST UK time. That is at Sonoma this week. Then we will have race on. It will be. Let me just check. On Wednesday, we'll have the next round of the Geneda series, which is going to be at Snetterton next week. So that'll be starting about 7:40 p.m. BST UK time, same time as today's stream started. And then once again, GT4 series again next Wednesday. That will be at Zandvoort. Zandvoort should be good fun in GT4 cars. So yeah, looking forward to that one. That's our plans. And then we'll have a special stream again next Saturday. Bit of a Pikes Peak hill climb on BeamNG. So yeah, that should be a good fun stream. Not still confirm the final start time. Start time for that. It's still a little bit to be decided, but yeah, more updates on that closer to the time. That's the schedule for next week in a bit. Hopefully, I'll see you in some of those streams. Quite a bit going on in the near future. And of course, we'll have the second stage of the Beam Mountains Rally coming out this Saturday. So hope you're looking forward to that. The first stage went down quite well, so hopefully second stage lives up to expectations. I've got to finish. I've got to do a bit of recording for that tonight and finish editing it tomorrow morning before my weekend gets a bit busier. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. Thank you, Cora, Napa, Geeky, for being around today. And of course, anyone else lurking in the chat. Hopefully, I will see you around over the weekend. If not, hopefully back next week for more racing. But yeah, until then, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye bye.